So a lot of things to talk about in this chapter of Bleach. I mean, yet again, one of the things that anybody that's been reading Bleach up until this point can definitely safely say is ridiculously fast-paced opposed to everything we've seen thus far. I mean, we had a dozen things happen in this chapter, and Bleach normally doesn't do that, which in a way you would think, okay, it's kind of good, but the rushing of all these events definitely makes it feel all jumbled up and just kind of out of place, and the timing of events happening feel too close to each other, and I'll explain what I mean. So for starters, absolutely fucking adore and love the Aizen shit. When he is sitting on that chair, welcome to my soul society, I was like, this is what I fucking been waiting for. And had Bleach continued to be paced the way it was, I know that this would have been a 10 out of 10 chapter, because it would have just been focused solely mainly on the Aizen shit. It would have just been Aizen there. And when you see it the way it's being presented now that everything is rushed, I'm just kind of like, so the Kyoraku having the keys in his heart thing was, you know, a pointless plot point because, you know, the chair just got blown away, which, R.I.P. Chair-sama. You were the greatest chair of all time. You will be missed. And seriously, that chair, like, yo, it's crazy. It gotta make you wonder as well, though. Nothing anybody could do could fuck that chair up, but you watch and one swipe, okay, chair's gone by. And then to go on and talk about the Ryukin, Isshin, Uryu scene. Now, it was foreshadowed. It was set up, you know, for a while now, regarding that Uryu's father was obsessed with, you know, his wife's death and looking into it and shit like that. So it definitely gives you, okay, yeah, it was foreshadowed. But nonetheless, it still kind of feels like, hey, son, you want to beat that video game? I have the Gameshark right here. It'll definitely help you, which, honestly, I totally think Uryu's either gonna miss, or Bach has gotten so strong that he's beyond just what a normal Quincy would suffer from. So I really don't think, even though Uryu has it, he's gonna be the one to do shit to Bach. I think he's gonna either miss, or it's not gonna really affect him like you think it would. Maybe it would be a little wound. It'll be like, I don't know, when Gohan was fighting Cell and fucking Vegeta did that little blast that kind of caught Cell off guard. Maybe it could be something like that, but that's not gonna be the bullseye. And again, it's just, I think because it's so rushed, the whole chapter alone should have just been focused on that and getting a little more exposition and explanations onto the blade and stuff like that. And that's where it just kind of comes across as like, hey, you can beat the baddie with this, here you go, son. So I was just like, you could totally tell Kubo had so many more plans. Isshin and Ryukin were probably gonna join each son's battle and shit like that and everything, and like, instead of just, hey, they're standing right there, here's this fucking blade, go do something, I don't fucking know. Throughout the chapter, it was okay, and I understand in regards to maybe on a nostalgia factor and the fact that he was one of the people that were, you know, in the beginning of Bleach, one of the real main cast, having Renji there, not main cast, but you know, he was one of the people that really everyone fucked with, and he was just like a pivotal role to like the relationship with Rukia and stuff like that. The speech that he had with Ichigo, it was alright. I mean, I guess seeing a little bit more of like where his bond with Ichigo began and kind of including Rukia and stuff like that, and it was set up that Renji was gonna have a part in, you know, all of this when Byakuya was like, yeah, Renji and Rukia, go save your friend, go help him and shit like that. But as far as on the battlefield with Bach, I definitely feel like Renji has no place there, especially acting like he's some big key player. Like, bro, you don't have a place there. It just feels like off. Like right now it should just be Ichigo, maybe Uryu, and Aizen, and even then, honestly, for me, I'd be fine with it just being fucking Aizen. It would remind me of on some Marek versus Bakuro shit from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd be down as fuck for that. And another thing that I was just like, what? And that's a victim of fast pacing, and just at this point, I don't even know what the fuck. Kubo's just, you know, whatever, saying shit. When Aizen told Bach, so you was having some struggles up there with Kurosaki, that's what took you a while to get here and shit like that. No, he didn't struggle with Kurosaki at all. He fucking wrecked him, and that's supposed to be like Aizen with his insightful wit and kind of taunting Bach, that Bach, you know, struggled a little bit. Bach didn't struggle at all, though, and that's a victim of the fast pacing. I guarantee you, when Ichigo got that amazingly sick design, that chapter was supposed to be, or that fight was supposed to be very, very long, maybe probably a whole volume worth, and it got cut down into like 2 chapters or some shit like that, and that's why that line doesn't make no sense. It's like, it's supposed to be, as always, Aizen knows, and he's taunting Bach that he struggled against Ichigo, when in fucking reality, he didn't struggle shit. So the fast pacing is making lines like that look like, what the fuck are you talking about, Aizen? Like, have you been smoking a little bit of that fucking ganja while you were sitting in Chair-sama? And unfortunately, because we still don't really know the truth about Aizen as far as like what the fuck is his goals at this particular point. I mean, back then it was, okay, I want to go to the Soul Palace and all this other shit. When Yhwach is telling him, oh, so you're gonna do this for Soul Side? And he's like, no, I just don't want nobody controlling me. It's like, Aizen, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, we had an entire bajillion fucking episodes and chapters of you, and we still don't know your real fucking motives at this point. We still don't know what the fuck you meant when you told Urahara, hey, why would you want to go and stand up and stand side by side with that thing talking about the Soul King? Who the fuck are you? What is your real purpose in fighting Bach when you're just trying to kill everybody in the Soul Society? Why not just rub elbows with Bach and call it a day? Basically, it was chalked up to, oh, I'm my own boss, bro. I don't go that, like, still sick as fuck, because I love Aizen. And Aizen right now is stealing the show yet again. He stole this chapter. But, hey Ichigo, next time when you have the surprise, the element of surprise on your side, how about you use it? Him and Renji just coming in, and again, Renji, you're not doing nothing to the fucking king god right here with your fucking Shikai. Sit down. The biggest offense of this chapter, aside from everything, like, the one problematic aspect is Ichigo's sword is broken again. What? Like, he got his Bankai that we've been waiting years to see, brand new Bankai. It gets shattered. He gets it healed up again by Tsukishima, like, hey, let's do this out of nowhere, whatever. And then it's broken again. Like, I feel like Kubo really just doesn't like Ichigo, and he likes to make him look like shit, because why else would you do that yet again? Especially when you have the fucking god boss being Aizen right there. Why are you making Ichigo look like shit? Overall, this chapter is like, if it wasn't for what's happening to Bleach and it's getting rushed to end and shit like that, it would have been phenomenal. Aizen's re-entrance into this fucking manga, his re-entrance and entrance into this war and everything would have been phenomenal. And that's, I think, what's my problem with this chapter, because it was far from a horrible bad chapter or anything like that, but it could have just been a fucking 10 out of 10 chapter if it wasn't for the rushing and just kind of things being jumbled all together and shit like that. With that being said, I want to say overall, with everything that happened with Aizen's re-entrance and just, you know, really good setup for Aizen and shit like that, it was still good, fine, good or whatever. It could have been great. It could have been excellent, but Ichigo's sword getting broken again, like, Ichigo, just sit the fuck down. Can Bach just kill Ichigo so Aizen can take over the manga for the last few chapters? Like, I'm just saying. And then Gameshark there for Uryu, like, hey. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think? How do you feel about Ichigo's sword being broken again? How do you feel about Aizen and some of the statements he made in this chapter? And your thoughts on Bleach at this particular point. Do you feel as though they're just completely rushing it ridiculously too fast? And your overall thoughts. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk me on Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.